Alright guys, got a few things in this little bear kit that I wanted to test out. Obviously, you know, I'm not going to use all of it. The idea of having a little kit to be ready is, you know, so that you've got all the components of it when you need it. But I do want to try out the Fire Striker and this little Commando saw that they've got in here, just to see if it's, you know, better, worse, what have you. We've actually got a little bit of sun, so while I've got some sun right now, this is the little signal mirror that it come with. Now it does throw a good little blast of sunlight. The sun's coming over here from my left right now, so I'm going to see if I can't aim this at you and get that on camera. I don't know if that's showing up on camera. I can see it on my fingers, and I can see a little bit of it. It's a little bit smaller than, you know, most people would have, but it's definitely reflective. The sun's going away now, but I can see it on my fingers. You can see it real good if I get it right in the line with the sun. But I can see it on my fingers, and I'm hoping that I was able to get that on the camera there. Let's do it one more time. The sun's going away, but I'm hoping that that's showing up. It looks like it was. Let me get this little saw out here, and we'll see if it'll do any cutting for us. Now I will tell you, I know a lot of people have tried Commando saws and they do them wrong. And you're probably saying, well, you know, how can you use a saw wrong? But what they'll do is they'll get these little Commando saws and they'll bend them over a branch and start sawing. Well, this is a thin little piece of wire and it's going to heat up, so you don't want to do that. You want to go smooth and steady with your strokes, and you want to keep it unstressed so that you don't have to worry about breaking it. Because if it heats up, it's going to soften that metal, and that metal's going to snap on you. Get this thing unfolded here. They've got it wrapped up tighter than a cheap man's wallet right now. There we go. I said it feels a little bit sturdier than some of the ones I've had in the past. It's got swivels on each end, and it's crimped onto itself pretty good with some good solid crimps. And I've just got a little piece of wood here. I don't have a tree that I could try doing this on, so I'm going to try to do this between my legs and see if it works. Just see if I can hold it and see if it saws decent enough. Tell you what. It's sawing through it pretty good. I wished I had a good little limb we could do this on, but I don't have anything like that around the yard. And what we'll do, and get this camera focused down here and get me a little setup for you. Let's try this like this to see if we can get a little bit going on. I'm just going to hold it down with my kneecap here. And we bound up. So I made it about Well, really about halfway, because it's cutting on a curve. I made it about halfway through that, and the dust got behind it and it backed it up. It kind of bound it. Let's see if we can't finish that up. Now, of course, you know, it's moving around a good bit. There we go. Get back in my little rhythm here. Yes. Binding up a little bit, but a lot of that is me, not the saw. See if I can worm it back out of there. Not quite. It's probably 3/4 of the way through. It's a whole lot more work than I'd like to put into something. But you could cut you a branch and make a little bow for this, make it a lot less work on you, because you're using, you know, both arms for this. If you cut you a little branch out and made it like a like a saw, that definitely make it a lot more efficient. I said it's not a bad cutter for smaller stuff, but if I had to process a 3/4 inch log with this, I wouldn't need a fire to keep me warm, because I'd be overheated and exhausted from all the work you put into it. But it's still, like I said, compared to some of the other Commando saws or whatever you want to call them that I've seen, it's definitely a lot better than them. Definitely cuts, and you know, it's holding up. Not that bad of a deal, really. So I guess Gerber's really done himself proud. I said, the kit selection that's in here is your basics that you'd find in any of them, but it's not a bad little deal. And that little striker that they sent, said I didn't do a full video on it, I just kind of showed it. A little winded. Old fat people ain't supposed to work like that. I'm going to show you the serrations on it. We got some here and some here. There's 3 different strikers. There's a V, the serrations, and that would actually 4 if you want to count the regular edge like most people would use. I'm gonna say I'm not as big a fan of this one, the serrated part, because it gouges up your blade. Same thing with this other side. It doesn't seem to throw the sparks as good, and it gouges it up. Now this end, it throws the sparks pretty decent, but it's wearing 2 sides of your ferro rod down at the same time. It's going to wear it in that V pattern. So I would stick with just the flat of it, like most people would use. And I'm not going to try to start a fire, but I did bring a couple of cotton balls out here. I'm just going to put me a little piece of wood down here to block the wind from it, so I don't start fire in my yard. And then I'm going to dig me a little hole. So again, just to keep the wind from hitting the cotton balls and give me something to cover it up with, because we're not supposed to burn in the yard. There we go. The lanyard on this is a little bit shorter than I'd like, and the stick is a little bit shorter than I like, but it does work. I would recommend they send you this little Gerber clutch here, and you've got one side has a nail file on it. I would probably recommend using it. Well, maybe not. It doesn't have a sharp enough edge. I'd hate to tell you to use your knife that come with it, because then you're wearing down your blade, but I would find something else or detach that striker altogether. I said I'm just not as pleased with the striker on it, but with a regular knife, got my little buck here, you can see it'll throw a shower of sparks with that. So you could even just file this edge down on that striker to get a little bit better, but with a good edge, it'll throw a shower for you. So it's not the firesteel itself, it's just the striker that they send with it that isn't as on par as I'd like for it to be. So that's it for right now, y'all. I said I'll finish testing some more stuff as I get it in. Hoping to be able to buy the Serengeti spear here soon. Probably this week I should have enough money to get it. As soon as I get it in, you can be looking for a full review on that. I still hope to be getting out in the woods. I went searching out the other day over here to the left of me, and there's a good bit of land over there that has been cleared and flattened. They're setting it up for forest work. You know, they're going to replant and grow trees and stuff back there. But I'm going to see if I can't get up with the fella and get permission to use it for a while. Be my little personal space. There's a pond about 50 yards from it. Like I said, it's been there the whole time. I just hadn't had access to it, and nobody could tell me who owned it. So now that I know who owns it and all, I might can get permission to get out there a little bit. Appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate all your support and your views. Cable Guy Ken here, and we'll check with you again on the next one.